Unforgettable 920.
The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Unforgettable 920 KSHO. Bulldogs basketball is on the air. Tonight's West Albany game is brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, City and Suburban Electric, Albany Grocery Outlet, Mark Thomas Motors, Courtesy Corner Shell, H&R Block, Stavros Auto Services, Willamette Community Bank, Lassen RV, J&J Electric, Les Schwab Tires of Albany, Lynn Lanes, Brass Plumbing, Crabtree Automotive, Our Honda, Figaro's, Albany Athletic Club, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Now Builders, Wilson Motors, and by Lynn Benton Tractor. Now get ready for Bulldogs basketball. With all the action, here are Radio Ryan and Wally Ordeman live on 920 KSHO.
Albany High School, a sports catchphrase that most people would attribute to Ernie Banks. But I remember it better as a Seinfeld fan as the line that George Costanza utters when he first gets hired by the New York Yankees. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Let's play two. And that's what we're going to do tonight from South Albany High School. It is a doubleheader night. And despite what you may have seen from the weather outside, part of the doubleheader is not a swim meet. It was kind of ironic that I got out by the pool here at South Albany High School because it was coming down in sheets when I first arrived here. It is a beautiful night to be indoors as we bring you both girls varsity and boys varsity in the Civil War, West Albany and South Albany tonight on KSHO. I welcome you to the doubleheader. I'm Ryan Pitts with Wally Ordeman. Round one here, we'll have John Birchfield on the book. We expect Jeff Kiter to be along here throughout the night. Wally, this is our first look at the West Albany girls this season in broadcasting terms anyway. We've seen them play a couple of times. They are undefeated, 22-0, 13-0 in the Mid-Willamette Conference. They're number 2 in the power rankings in 5A, behind only two-time defending champion Springfield. Now, for West Albany, obviously the ultimate goal is to win a state championship. The first goal here tonight is to finish an undefeated regular season. What a monumental effort that would be.
West Albany girls, they've been special to watch all season, Ryan, and it's great to be able to call their games. Now, we hope to be able to follow them all the way through the postseason. This West Albany girls team playing at such a high level for first year this time around, right. Mike Haberly, and he really has found the right combination with these girls. A mixture of one senior and a lot of youth. Things are looking bright for this West Albany girls program for years to come, and they're going to run into a spirited South squad here. It's had some struggles, especially in Mid-Willamette Conference play, but they're on the South Albany Rebel floor. You're right, it's ugly outside. We'll hope the power stays on all night with all that wind blowing, but this should be a very good basketball game.
You teased it. This is Mike Haberly's second go-around with West Albany. His first one began around the same time that I started high school. He coached for 9 years with West Albany. That ended back in 2003. The Bulldogs made the state playoffs in 8 of those 9 years, reached the state tournament in 2000. Wendy Nyquist took over the program for a year. Then it went to Craig Swanson, and Craig Swanson took the team to new heights in his time here. 7 years, 7 state playoff appearances, 4 state tournament appearances, 3 tourney trophies. But he got the opportunity to go become the vice principal and athletic director at Sprague High School. Could not turn that down. So when the Bulldog position opened back up, Mike Haberly was immediately interested, but he was working at Costco at the time, and he informed Susie Osborne that he probably would not be able to work that into his schedule. He couldn't coach and work at Costco. So Susie, who obviously wanted Mike Haberly as the coach, went straight to Costco management and said, "Can you make this work?" She begged and pleaded. Eventually, they relented. They allowed Mike to do both. He is here. 22-0 are the Bulldogs this season. Unfortunately, we don't have access to such records. I've got to believe that it would be their first undefeated regular season in school history.
I don't know that for fact, but I have to guess that's right. And I got to go back to something else you said. Susie Osborne's a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
She comes to you and pleads her case. She's going to have her facts straight, and I have no doubt she made a very compelling argument, and it's worked out very, very nicely for the West Albany Bulldogs.
Susie's actually down there talking to Coach Haberly right now. She might be giving him his work schedule for the weekend at Costco. I'm not entirely sure. That may have been passed along.
No, I think she took on some of his hours at Costco.
That may be the sacrifice. Yeah. Well, Coach Haberly brought with him Courtney Shreve, a former star at the University of Oregon, Matt Bose, somebody you know very well to be on the staff. And as he said, the girls are 22-0. On the other side for South Albany, been a bit of a struggle this year. They are 7-16 overall. 3-10 in the Mid-Willamette Conference. But their overwhelming storyline tonight is that this will be the final game for their head coach, Mr. Smith.
Yes.
This is his final night.
It is, and had a good chance to talk with his son Austin here prior to the game. I'm sure that mixed feelings. You invest 10 years in any athletic program, and it's tough to let that go. But he's got a daughter coming up that's going to play at West. She's an 8th grader this year, and evidently she is something special to watch. I'm sure that that extra time off will benefit him, and he'll be able to spend a little bit more time watching his daughter play in the years to come.
Phil Smith, the coach for South Albany, finishing his 10th season, his final season, and I'm sure his players would be mighty motivated to send him out on top tonight. As we head into 2 games tonight, there were a lot of thanks that we need to give for making this happen, and I'll start with the person who's running the board here tonight, Dave Adams. It's a big responsibility to run the board for 1 game on a given night, let alone for 2. Basically just has to sit there, cater to our every whim, take breaks when we say. It's really a thankless job. So, Dave, thank you very much for being there tonight. Everybody will appreciate it, and I certainly hope that you all listening will appreciate the broadcast tonight. West Albany,
kind of like
and
what
South
I
Albany.
do with you, cater to your every whim.
Exactly,
Yeah.
And sometimes you appreciate it, and sometimes you don't. So we'll see what will happen tonight. West Albany, South Albany, the Civil War, the girls matchup coming first. We're going to take a break here, continue along, tell you more about the Rebel and Bulldog girls here at 920 KSHO.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Join the fun at the Albany Athletic Club. Group fitness classes from low-impact dance to traditional circuit training, plus racquetball and more. Watch your waistline shrink and your health improve every day. Start now at the Albany Athletic Club on Hickory next to Tom's Garden Center.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Welcome back here to South Albany High School. Round 1 of doubleheader action tonight. Girls and boys, varsity girls first, boys to follow. Both of the West Albany programs hoping for state tournament berths, and they appear to be in very strong position to have just one home game standing between them. For the girls, it's an absolute lock. For the boys, it's all but a lock. We'll talk about them more before the boys' game coming up here later tonight. But the West Albany girls, obviously tremendous success, being 22-0, 13-0 in the Mid-Willamette, and coming off one of their most impressive wins of the season on Wednesday night against Corvallis, a 20-point victory, 56-36. That is a Corvallis team that's 7th in the power rankings in 5A. Leslie Robinson is one of the best players in the state of 5A, and West won going away.
Yeah, and that first time they played, Ryan, was a single-digit differential in that game. Corvallis played the Bulldogs really, really tough in that game. Bulldogs ran away with that one, got out early, and just never let the Spartans get into any sort of rhythm. Bulldogs came away with a great, and you're right, impressive victory. You hope that signals that they are peaking at the right time. We'll see if that momentum rides into this game a little bit.
This will be senior night here for South Albany. And we mentioned the other night during the boys' broadcast on Tuesday that the prior game for the Bulldogs had been senior night for the girls. But it was a very brief senior night because the West Albany girls only have one senior, a huge inspiration to the team and one of the best players on the team, but one senior on a team that's unbeaten, and that's Lauren Conson.
Yeah, that's it's so fun to watch her play. She's almost legendary the way she, with her attitude and her approach to the game, always smiling, seems to be plays the game the way it should be played, and that's just with a lot of fun but she's an intense competitor too. You watch her on the basketball floor; she's one of the fastest players on the floor, and she gets in, she rebounds hard, very good passer. She can be a scorer, but defensively she's solid. It's just that this team will miss her and miss her leadership. That's a big part of what she provides to this team.
Lauren was one of 4 players in double figures on Wednesday night for West Albany. The others, Corey James, who had 14, she is a sophomore. Allie Nelke, who had 14, she is a sophomore. And Ashton Signer, who had 11, she is a junior. And, of course, the younger sister of Samantha Signer, who's having a fine freshman season for Oregon State, getting more and more time as the season goes along. And her younger sister, one of the first things we noticed this season, she's gotten a little bit taller.
Yes, she has. And Signer girl number 3 coming up plays 8th grade basketball with Phil Smith's daughter on the same team. Evidently, she's gotten to be about 5'10" now as an 8th grader. These Signer girls, they're special to watch. They're very, very good basketball players.
For South Albany, a lot of their attention will turn to Henderson sisters, Sierra and Sarah. Are they sisters of Drew? Have we ever been able to figure that out? Drew Henderson, the former South Albany Rebel star.
We have made that assumption. I have never confirmed that.
Well, Sierra and Sarah carry the majority of the South Albany scoring burden. But another big shooter for them is Cassandra Flores. Now, Flores had a bit of a quiet night the first time these teams met this year. That was back on January the 29th at West Albany High School. A game won by the Bulldogs 78-34. We saw the majority of that game waiting for the boys' game that night. And West Albany dominated. They forced South Albany into 24 turnovers. Basically seemed to do just about anything they wanted on that night.
Yeah, Bulldog girls, when they get out in their pressure, they do a lot of pressuring against the sidelines. They try and make you make the long pass. They're very good with their instincts at estimating where passes are going to go. They get a lot of transition buckets because of their defense. They just work very hard on that end. If they have to get into the half-court sets, then they run a very good motion offense and look for each other. A lot of assists on this Bulldog team.
They're meeting some of the seniors here tonight, senior night for the Rebel girls. There are many seniors on the Rebel boys team, and I will give an early thank you to the coach for South Albany, Nate Neuschwander, who by email forwarded me some great facts about the South Albany seniors that we'll give you throughout the boys game tonight. Don't have the same thing for the South Albany girls, but I will tell you there are 4 seniors on the roster. Cassandra Flores, who I mentioned a moment ago, she's a 5'4" senior. Melody Edmiston, a 5'8" senior. Sierra Henderson, a 5'6" senior. And Hannah DeVilder, a 5'9" senior. Those are 4 of the best players for South, if not the 4 best players to score, and only a sophomore. But big losses for the Rebels coming in the offseason.
Yeah, that's when you have a team that's struggling and you graduate to that pesky graduation thing that they have every year. When you lose that kind of leadership off your team, you've got to have some waiting in the wings to fill the gaps. We know the Bulldogs have those girls to step in to the few spots that might be available in varsity next year. We hope that the Rebels will be able to follow suit with some of the younger players filling those roles down the road.
West Albany has big goals again come state playoff time. If everything held true to form, I was just kind of looking at the power rankings, and you know that things will be shaken up, and they try to keep league opponents from playing in the first round, etc. But if it continued right now on chalk, as they say, West Albany would play Marist next Saturday at home for the right to go to the state tournament out at Matthew Knight Arena. I find that incredibly ironic because throughout my entire high school career, Marist was my high school's biggest rival, but down at Junction City. The Marist girls have always been very strong, not quite as good getting into the 5A level, but Marist was actually the team West Albany played in the season opener this year. The Bulldogs won that one by 5.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, that would be a good, strong test for the Bulldogs, and fortunate that the Bulldogs would have them on the home floor. That was a close game the first time around. But the West Albany girls, we know they're playing at such a high level now, but you want them to be tested somewhat in that game. You don't want it to be a laugher going into the state tournament. You'd like them to be tested a little bit. Of course, we want them to end up winning going away, but you want them to get their work and get tested because they will. They will. I'll let you go ahead and say why we're pausing.
Well, they are honoring Phil Smith here as he is playing in his final game for South Albany, and everybody here giving him a nice round of applause. Coach Smith began his season playing against North Eugene, a game that was run by the Highlanders of Eugene, 56-44, I should say. But interesting because that North Eugene team is coached by Bertie Smith, who just happens to be the brother of Phil Smith. So he began his final season by coaching against his brother. He'll finish it here tonight by coaching against the big rival West Albany.
Yeah, it's what a great career for Phil Smith, and congratulations to him on completing a decade of coaching here at South Albany and then moving on to other things. How he could be very proud of what he's done with this program.
West Albany starting 5 has been introduced, and if tradition holds, they will lower the lights and really bring out the theatrics here for the Rebel starting lineups. Indeed, they do that. So I'm going to put this sheet very close to my face as I'll tell you the starting lineups for West Albany. Corey James, the absolutely spectacular sophomore point guard. She is a 5'9" sophomore, joined in the backcourt by Kaya Duvall. With all the attention we've given to Chad Sherwood on the boys' side and his three-point shooting prowess, Kaya Duvall, Wally, had the best three-point shooting night of the year for any Bulldog. 7 for 7 against Lebanon in a game in which she scored 24 points.
Oh, that's what a special night for her. You know, she's such a spark when she comes into the game. She really lights up the floor. We didn't know that she had the capability of lighting it up like that, but what a great performance by her. We could see her if the Rebels pack it in against the Bulldog Bigs, we could see Kaya Duvall having some opportunities from the outside in this game as well.
So you've got Corey James, a sophomore, Kaya Duvall, a sophomore, Allie Nelke in the post, a 5'11 sophomore. Allie has scored in double digits in her last 6 games. Ashton Signer, a forward, 6'1", and a junior. And then, as we mentioned a moment ago, the lone senior on this team, Lauren Concert, at 5'11". The Rebels starting 5 has been introduced down below us with the lights out and with all the students out. It's going to take a moment to tell you just exactly who those 5 are. But we are going to have our national anthem here, so we'll take a break and come back with the tip-off here. West Albany and South Albany, the girls' Civil War on KSHO.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda Superstore.
Albany Burgerville is now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all natural Niman Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese on a toasted hoagie roll and the chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market across from the Heritage Mall has Senior Day, the first Tuesday of every month. $2 off every purchase of $15 or more. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. 100% satisfaction guaranteed across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
920 KSHO.
Very, very nicely done. Another a cappella version of the national anthem. The Rebel Band is here. They will fire it up. We're just about set for tip-off here tonight. West Albany and South Albany in the Civil War. We've done this better each of the last couple of seasons. Didn't do it the first time around this year. I was a little bit under the weather, and just logistically it becomes difficult, so we didn't do it. Very pleased to be here tonight for both games as we will meet the Rebels as their starting 5 comes out onto the floor. Mentioned some of their seniors. Melody Edmiston, a 5'8" senior. She's out there along with Cassandra Flores, a 5'4" senior. Sierra Henderson, a 5'6" senior. Henderson, a 5'6" sophomore. Hannah DeVille, a 5'9" senior. Set to go. The Bulldogs in their navy, Rebels in the home whites, as the tip will be controlled by West Albany, and Kaya Duvall working at the basket opposite us as we sit in the end zone here at South Albany High School. Corey James takes it high on the left wing. Her first touch, working left to right all the way to the right wing. Now goes right elbow for Allie Nelke, out to the top for Ashton, to the right for James, and James, a few left-hand dribbles, comes around to Signer, screen to the top, drives all the way to the rim, uncontested, and missed the layup. Rebound bounced underneath and chased down by Ashton Signer. An offensive board to keep it alive. As Allie Nelke, foul line extended, dumps underneath to the cutting Ashton Signer. She could not hit inside, and a rebound to South Albany.
Great give and go there, but Ashton just got herself a little bit too far under the bucket, couldn't get the right angle.
A couple of early opportunities for the Bulldogs go wanting, and now a foul in backcourt as Kaya Duvall will be called for it, her first. Incidentally, the same officiating crew that we saw for the boys varsity game on Tuesday night that we took some exception with at various times, so we'll try to be kind here tonight. Rebels on the inbound with Cassandra Flores in backcourt, worked on by Kaya Duvall, straight to front court for Hannah DeVille way out on the right wing.
No pledge.
I wouldn't expect you to. It would weaken the broadcast if you did. It's Flores and Sierra Henderson match up top. Now to the corner, Edmiston, guarded by Conser, around the screen, all the way to the paint, floats it up, a little too strong. Rebound tipped inside, loose on the floor. DeVille pulls it down, kicks it out to Flores. Her three is off. And a rebound tipped and controlled by Sarah Henderson. In the paint through Ashton Signer, blocked and fouled. And Sarah will go to the line for 2 free throws, with 6:50 to go in the first quarter, no score. I mentioned the vantage point here. It's our most unique vantage point of the season because as we look at it, we're looking directly down at the basket the Rebels will shoot at here in the first half. And looking out for the crowd who probably looks at us and wonders what the world is doing up here.
Very difficult to get an angle on get perspective when the ball's down at this end of the floor, any shots going up, we have to see them go through net to know whether it has that potential.
Sarah Henderson good on her first free throw. Second one also good. 2-0 Rebels. A little bit more than a minute gone by in the first quarter.
Little token full court pressure here now by South Albany.
Yeah, just a little man-to-man. Flores guards James all the way up. Corey beats the press on her own. Got it to Conser in the right corner all the way to the rim. Puts it up too strong. Rebounded by Sierra Henderson. Up the far sideline. Sierra, tough time corralling the dribble, and they will call her for a double dribble as she picked it up and put it back down. So a turnover for South. Mentioned they had 24 in the first matchup between these two. And West will get it back, looking for their first points with 6.5 to go in the opening quarter.
Kaya Duvall's got to be careful. She did get that first foul, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, she's got to be very careful not to draw the second.
Ashton Signer gets at the foul line, gives to Lauren Conser along the baseline, into the corner for Kaya, juggled in the catch. And Duvall spinning in trouble and bumped and fouled. Pushed a little bit by Sierra Henderson. That will be the first Rebel foul, and West Albany will inbound on the side. That last foul for West a moment ago, the shooting foul went against Ashton Signer, was her first. So the Bulldogs already with 2 team fouls. Signer will inbound. Gives it to Corey James. Whipped in for Nelke on the low blocks. Out to Signer. To the top for James. 3 on the way for James. Back rim no good. Rebound saved in by Ashton Signer, but right to the hands of Flores. On the run to front court for the Rebels. No numbers, but Flores wants to push all the way in. Lost the handle. It came down out of bounds. Last touch by West. Allie Nelke, good defense underneath.
Really well defended by Nelke as she got down the floor. Didn't try and position herself to take the charge, but also didn't swat at the ball. Very nicely done defensively.
Flores inbounds up top for DeVille, and she traveled with the ball before she put it on the deck. So a Rebel turnover. I'll have to catch myself because I'm used to saying.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors. 4 generations of the auto business and here to stay. Mark Thomas Motors is big on supporting local events. 3 locations in Albany: Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Hyundai, GMC, Buick, Pontiac. Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors in Albany.
Just like the Bulldogs, Courtesy Corner Shell gives you everything they have every time you drive in. Fast and friendly service, windows always clean. Non-ethanol fuels for small engines, boats, and vintage cars available. You can't beat Courtesy Corner Shell near Queen on Pacific Boulevard. They'll be happy to see you.
Lynn Lane's in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
The place to bowl is Lynn Lane's Bowling Center on South Main Road in Lebanon. And the people are real nice. And the Head Pin Restaurant, I'd go there even if the bowling alley wasn't attached.
Good family fun. Bowling.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Willamette Community Bank is proud to support local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, Vice President with Willamette Community Bank. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders, serving you with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank, service like no other, we promise. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Taking a detour down a gravel road isn't fun for you or your tires. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, all of our car or pickup tires come with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
The mission of Now Builders is treat every job like it's their only job, no matter how big or small, and they don't stop until their customer is 100% satisfied 100% of the time. Check out their portfolio of fine work at nowbuilders.com. Call Now Builders at 541-926-2858.
Figaro's in Albany now has the ultimate super combo and the ultimate super meat, only $16.99 or $17.99 baked. Albany Figaro's in front of Fred Meyer. And ask about their gluten-free crust. 541-924-9303.
Unforgettable 920.
Welcome back here to South Albany High School. Apologize for the issues here. A moment ago, we used Skype to broadcast. Skype requires internet. Occasionally, the internet dumps out. I don't know if that's the problem with the weather tonight. But right now, it's West Albany 6, South Albany 4, as the Rebels a wild pass to front court. Covering it is Sarah Henderson, almost like she's trying to recover a fumble. And then Ashton Signer comes in to tie her up. Possession arrow will favor the Rebels. As Hazy Weisinger will inbound on the sideline for South Albany, bring it into Cassandra Flores with 4:10 to go in the opening quarter. West Albany leading 6-4. To the high post, Melody Edmondson with the catch. Out to Sarah Henderson. Open 3 for Sarah. Back rim no good. Rebounded inside by Edmiston. Pulled away by Ashton Signer. Signer with the steal coming to front court. Looking to go all the way in. Laid it up short and a rebound to South Albany. Edmiston off to DeVilliers. Bringing it across the timeline. Keeping the pivot foot as she jump stops. Comes to the middle. Has the pass deflected into the hands of Flores. Stripped away again by Signer. To the floor to corral it. Saves it back to Nelke. Up ahead to Lauren Concert. She'll set for a right wing three. That's no good. A rebound to Weisinger. Her pass tipped and stolen by Signer. That's knocked away by DeVilliers and out to Duvall. Bit of an unkempt first quarter here. As Corey James fires for three, and she hits it from the top. And a timeout will be taken here by Phil Smith. Not real pleased with this helter-skelter pace here so far. Maybe the loss of internet was a good thing. It has not been a pretty game so far, but West leads by 5.
Yeah, the Bulldogs got a great shot, an early three-pointer from Kaya Duvall. And, Bulldogs, South Albany got a little bit cold down on this end. Bulldogs getting a couple of things in transition, but it's really your helter-skelter's perfect description right now. No real flow to this game yet, but then Corey James here putting the Bulldogs up by 5 with a big three from the top of the key.
Corey James has a tremendous outside shot. Yeah, it's hard to believe she's only a sophomore. She's just continued to improve, averaging 15 points a game this year to lead the team. She's had 5 games with at least 20 points this year, scored 28 in the season opening win over Marist. One of several weapons for West Albany, but expected on many nights to carry the load scoring. He's coming to front court as Melody Edmiston jump stop into the top of the key. Her pass is tipped and nearly stolen. Now we'll get a held ball. Weisinger and Nelke tied it up, the arrow favoring West Albany. Lauren Kimura has checked in for the first time for West.
Kimura got her hand on that pass there. Nelke able to tie it up. The Bulldogs go the other way on the alternating possession.
And Corey James continuing to work the point, angling left to right. In front of the Rebel bench, now turns on the Jets. Kicks to the corner for Kaya Duvall. She'll fire a three and hit it from the corner. A three for Kaya Duvall. She of the 7 threes against Lebanon earlier this season. And the Bulldogs up to an 8-point lead.
We had said in the pregame that Kaya Duvall, if things get packed into the inside, she's going to have some opportunities from the out.
A steal,
buried 2 threes.
A steal by West Albany, then a Rebel turnover back. As Edmiston will take it all the way in and lay it in with the left hand. A lot of contact at midcourt. Corey James had the ball knocked away. No foul, and Edmiston gets a layup. 12-6 West. Tipped at the top, and they'll get a foul on the loose ball.
Boy,
they're going to get Corey James. Wow.
This.
Well, that's a couple of rough calls back-to-back on Corey James. The no call a moment ago. And then the personal foul here, her first, and the Bulldogs third.
That's one of those things where both players have equal right, and they're coming from different directions to get to the ball.
It's a
lot of contact there. That's one you have to that's a no call waiting to happen right there.
Cassandra Flores into front court for South. Feeds Sarah Henderson near the midcourt logo. Sarah hands it off up top for Haley Weisinger. Right hand dribble guarded by Kaya Duvall. Pivoting and in some trouble. Gets it back. Dumps it off for Edmiston on the wing. Cross-court pass thrown away into the Bulldog cheerleaders. Look out down below as West will get it back off the turnover. Jeff Kiter, incidentally, has made his appearance. So John Birchfield is back down in his rightful place. First row of the Bulldog students.
Nice of them to save him a spot there, too.
Yeah. I don't know if they saved it.
Yeah, he's big enough. Yeah, he can just work his way in there.
Burrowed his way in. 12-6, West Albany coming down on 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. As Corey James operates high on the right wing, feeds Kaya Duvall in the corner. Down low for Nelke on the blocks. She gets doubled, comes out to Signer, now to James. James driving left of the lane, dumps underneath for Nelke. Tough catch, knocked away, stolen, and a hold and a foul, which will go against South. And I think they'll get Hannah DeVilliers for this one.
Coach Phil Smith staring in disbelief at that call, then waves it off, says, okay, let's move on.
Lauren Conter has returned. Ashton Signer checks out. Corey James inbounds to Ellie Nelke. Out to Kaya Duvall, right back to James in the right corner. To Duvall on the right wing. Skip to the top for Concer. Lauren, one dribble. Now off to Duvall and a scoop back to Corey James. James lobs into Nelke. Nelke just inside the foul line, spinning. Comes out to Kimura. She'll fire it deep, too. No good off to the right. Rebound controlled by South Albany with Weisinger. Up to Flores, who runs the point. Caitlin Rowe on the floor for South Albany for the first time as Sarah Henderson gets a catch up top. Henderson operating right at the top of the key, guarded by Kimura. Hands off to DeVilliers around the top. Angling right, feeds the cutting Caitlin Rowe. Now back to the top for DeVilliers on the deck. To the left blocked, back out to Flores. Flores worked on by Kaya Duvall, gets rid of it to Rowe. Rowe with Concert, a tremendous defender all over her up top. Back and forth she goes. Inside for Sarah Henderson. And we're going to get a hand check and a foul on Concert, as Lauren was trying to rip it free from Sarah Henderson inside.
Well, Lauren did the smart thing, came around for the backside of that play, trying to just catch the offensive player by surprise and get the tie up there. Said that she got her on the wrist. 4th team foul on the Bulldogs.
For Lauren Concert, her first. Melody Edmiston back in for South Albany. Hannah DeVille checked out as Sarah Henderson gets it on the wing. Drives inside through 3 Bulldogs. Wild shot, no good. Rebounded by Edmiston. Knocked away by Duvall. Out of bounds. It'll stay with South Albany. Last touched apparently by West, much to the chagrin of the John Birchfield-led students down to our right. Flores again to inbound for South. Comes to the top for Weisinger. To the right for Sarah Henderson. Into the corner for Edmiston, guarded by Duvall. Doubled, splits the double, throws up a tough shot, missed it, rebounded by Corey James. You hear Mike Haberly say go down underneath. As the pass comes long ahead to Lauren Concert, and she'll be called for a travel before she can put it on the deck.
Got a lot of West Albany turnovers here in this first half. We'll get the count maybe at the end of the quarter.
Still 12-6 West Albany, 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter. As Flores gets to Edmiston, racing up the floor, bounces it to the baseline. Weisinger, a short jumper that's good from about 6 feet.
I tell you, Weisinger's got a really nice soft touch there. We've seen that. We saw her take the ball in the middle of the key for a soft jumper, and that time really nice little 8-footer.
12-8, Rebels hanging around, down 4 with 15 seconds to go in the opening quarter. James all the way in, again bumped on the shot. They're going to call a jump ball. And Mike Haberly's not going to be real pleased, I think, with some of the calls here in the first quarter. Bulldogs up 4, but now on the alternating possession, back to South Albany.
Just a little high give and go there. Corey James coming right off the high post, gets the handoff, trying to take it strong to the rim. Ball gets tied up.
Final 10 seconds of the first quarter. Edmiston feeds Flores with 5 seconds in the quarter. Flores out to Edmiston with 2 seconds. For Weisinger, they're not going to get a shot off. Edmiston could not release it before the horn, and the first quarter will end. A choppy first quarter, but the underdog Rebels hanging around through 1. It's West Albany 12, South Albany 8. We'll take a break and return to 920 KSHO.
Building a home, remodeling, spring a leak? Think Brass Plumbing. Prompt quality service at affordable rates. Whatever your plumbing needs, including disasters, count on Brass Plumbing. Call 926-2727 for Brass Plumbing.
Looking to save money on lighting fixtures? Larry and Marge Tomlin, owners of J&J Electric, invite you to compare prices, but don't buy until you've seen the high quality and low prices at J&J. Visit their spectacular showroom. The hometown folks at J&J Electric appreciate your business. J&J Electric, South Pacific and 22nd in Albany.
920 KSHO.
Back here at South Albany High School, a place where we'll be setting up shop for a while here tonight. Boys Civil War to follow. After 1 quarter of the girls Civil War, 12-8, West Albany with the lead. For any occasion, you can enjoy a complete, affordable family dining experience at the Cascade Grill. That's on Knox Butte Road in Albany, the Cascade Grill. That's kind of a choppy first quarter. We've used that word a couple of times here, choppy. A lot of turnovers both ways. Some fouls that maybe went uncalled in the opening quarter, and neither team really able to establish a rhythm.
11 turnovers between the two teams there in that first quarter. I tell you, that makes for some transition opportunities, but Bulldogs with 4 there in that first quarter. Coach Haberly not going to be very happy with that.
West Albany with their starting 5 back out on the floor. James, Signer, Duvall, Concert, Nelke. The Rebels with Sierra Henderson, Melody Edmiston, Cassandra Flores, Haley Weisinger, and Caitlin Rowe. As Lauren Concert comes out to Corey James at the top of the key. Start of the second quarter with the Bulldogs up 4. Ashton Signer a catch out behind the arc on the left side. Feeds James. James will put it on the floor into a Nelke screen. Continues to dribble, goes to the corner for Concert. Thought about the 3. Steps back and feeds Kaya Duvall. Right back to Concert in the right corner. Around to Duvall, screen to the wing. Coming all the way to the foul line. Had it stripped, and we're going to get a foul. A hand check and a foul on South Albany, which will be their 4th team foul. This one goes against Melody Edmiston.
Bulldogs a little bit deliberate there in their half-court sets, looking for the best shot. Had a couple of 3 opportunities that they passed up on. I think probably talked at the quarter about working for the best shot, not necessarily the first one.
Oh, and a great inbounds play as Corey James feeds Lauren Concert for a layup. And the Bulldogs go back up 6. 14-8 here in the opening minute of the second quarter. Sierra Henderson pass stolen, telegraphed, and stolen by Concert all the way in through contact. No, but a foul. And Lauren, a little shaken up, may have tweaked the ankle on the way down.
Boy, that's, she is down and she is hurting.
Trying to get herself back up. Ellie Kale is going to come to the scorer's table and sub in for Lauren Concert, clearly in some discomfort trying to walk it off. And her health obviously vital to the success of West Albany as they continue on.
Hard foul, went down hard. Nothing dirty about it, but good hard foul. She's up under her own power and goes to the line for 2.
And first free throw from Lauren, perfect.
So I think maybe just one of those things where maybe stepped on the ankle of the defender there or stepped on the foot of the defender as she was going up. Looks like she's going to be all right. Still going to come out of the game after this free throw.
And a second one is good. So Lauren will earn herself the rest and a chance to hopefully heal up a little bit. 16-8 West Albany. Their biggest lead of 8 with 7:12 to go in the first half. And Ellie Kale in the lineup here for West Albany. Another sophomore for West. Cassandra Flores navigates the full court pressure. In trouble in backcourt. Gets rid of it to DeVille, and she'll bring it to front court. And at the top of the key, jump stop left for Rowe. Rowe around the top of the arc, right for Sarah Henderson.
Rebels trying the dribble drive, trying to get that penetration into the paint.
And DeVille got just that, and she dumps it inside. Hannah DeVille with the short one. And the Rebels back to within 6, 16-10.
She's been impressive in this game so far. Good soft jumper, strong player.
Ashton Signer with a step on Caitlin Rowe, working the baseline, lays it in with the right hand, got right around Caitlin Rowe. And Ashton Signer able to put it in, 18-10 West.
Those long arms of Ashton Signer there on the full court press.
Yeah, good pressure from West Albany, forcing a turnover. Corey James deflected it, and it went off the fingertips of Hannah DeVille and out of bounds. So West will take it, leading by 8 with 6:24 to go in the half.
Bulldogs stretching that defense to go full court now with Ashton Signer down there at the point. Very difficult to get passes around those long arms.
Signer uses a James screen, lobs it in for Nelke. Nelke's hammered on the catch, down to the floor, and they're going to say a shooting foul as Allie did throw it up. Thought maybe they'd get the foul before the shot, but no, Allie Nelke will shoot 2 free throws.
Already 16 fouls on South Albany.
Oh, no, she won't. Sorry, Wally, I thought that they had signaled on the shot. They won't. It will be out of bounds. Foul went against DeVille, her second, Rebel 6th. Inbound, Signer wide open for 3. Little strong, no good. Corey James, an offensive rebound. She has it stripped inside, goes to the floor with it. We're going to get another jump ball with the arrow, this time to South Albany. What is that, about 4 jump balls here on the first half?
It is a lot of tie-ups and a lot of whoever's running the button on the alternating possession arrow there, getting a workout.
Rebels again, battling the full court pressure as Flores throws it away in front court, stolen by Nelke. Off to Ellie Kale, and she'll bring it to front court. Gives it to Corey James. James scanning the defense and comes to Duvall, left wing, now to Signer, left corner. Top of the key, James. And James will back it out a little bit. Lob to Nelke at the foul line. Nelke back out to James. In rhythm for 3, right wing. Bingo! Corey James with a 3. And the Bulldogs lead by 11.
Boy, great ball movement. Got the ball into Nelke at the high post there. And then South Albany didn't rotate defensively. Didn't get over to Corey James. She buried it.
And another steal by West. James has it. Working her way in. Out to Kaya Duvall. She thought about the 3. Now gets around row. Dumps it inside for James. And a 3-second violation. A quick one called on West. As a couple of players in the key thought Kaya Duvall was going to fire up the shot.
Boy, what a good job by her. She's the 3-point threat. She's already hit 2 of them. Kaya Duvall has. That time, a little pump fake. Nice drive to the hoop. Get the 3-second call.
South in front court, beating the pressure. DeVille tries to chase it down and does in the corner. Back out to Flores with 5:10 to go in the first half. West Albany leading 21-10. Sarah Henderson tried to get around Corey James. Got the step, lost her for a moment. Now pulls a jumper that missed off the window. Rebound, chased down, knocked by Duvall into the hands of Corey James. Good hustle by Duvall, keeping it alive. James to front court, and she traveled. Got the ball caught on her back, and apparently took a bump in the mouth as she reaches up and checks for any damage.
Yeah, got popped in the mouth there, and good sportsmanship there by Melody Edmiston. She was the one that did the damage there, but came right over to Corey James, said, hey, sorry, no problem.
Pretty physical, as you would expect in the Civil Wars. Weisinger, a corner 3 is good for Haley Weisinger. 21-13. West Albany up by 8. Signer, cross court right for Duvall. Thought about the 3, got around Weisinger, fires a jumper that's no good, got her own rebound, in traffic, gets hammered, and will earn herself some free throws.
I tell you, Kaya Duvall has been impressive in this game so far. We've seen her play quite a bit now. We know what she can do from outside, but that time following her shot, gets the rebound, goes up strong, gets fouled, and gets to go to the line for 2.
Well, they'll say a non-shooter or a non-shooting foul, but it is a 1-and-1, team foul number 7 on South Albany.
How can that be a non-shooter?
I mentioned that we had some issues with this officiating crew on Tuesday night, and they're back again here with a couple of head scratchers in the first half. As DePaul's free throw in and out, no good. Rebound South Albany. 4:27 to go first half. West Albany leading 21-13. And a foul going against Ashton Signer in backcourt. A little overzealous with the full court pressure. That'll be the second on Signer.
Well, Coach Haberly has a decision to make now. 4:23 to go here in the second. That's a lot of time in this half. Do you pull Ashton Signer to keep her from getting that third, or do you take the chance?
Lauren Conser, incidentally, is back on the floor for West Albany. Corey James is checked out. Sarah Henderson feeds Flores up top. And the Rebels, as we come down to the midway point of the second quarter, throw it away into the hands of Conser. Lauren looking to go coast to coast through traffic. And somehow no foul. They'll just say loose ball out of bounds. And Lauren with a stare down of the official on the baseline. Definitely wanting a foul. No foul called. They'll just say out of bounds to West. Inbound Lauren up top for 3, off to the left, no good. And a rebound pulled down by the Rebels. Edmiston up ahead to Sarah Henderson on the jog to front court. Right side of the lane, throws it up, no, and now they'll call a foul on Allie Nelke. I just happened to glance over. Peyton Ziegler is running the camera here for the West girls, and she's cracked up laughing, put her hands on her head. She does not care for the calls here so far either. When that shows up on film, we'll see how they feel about it.
I'm just not saying anything.
Sarah Henderson to shoot 2, and her first one is perfect. One of the hallmarks for Drew Henderson during his South Albany career was that he was a tremendous free throw shooter. It does not surprise me in the least to see Sarah or Sierra Henderson step to the line and knock him down.
Oh, you could just tell. Great form on her shot. Confident from the line.
Right on cue, she misses the second. So she's 3 of 4 on the night. 21-14 West Albany with 3:47 to go in the half. Corey James back in. Corey will weave her way to front court, guarded by Flores. Left for Conser on the wing, down inside for Nelke, posting up. Got inside, puts it up, no, but a foul. And 2 free throws for Allie Nelke.
Bulldogs are doing a good job with their perimeter ball movement, but when they want to kick it in, Nelke's done a good job of getting position on the inside. Also a very solid high post player, looks to pass the ball really well.
Free throw on the way for Nelke, in and out, no good. The 4th leading scorer for the Bulldogs is Allie Nelke, 8.8 points per game, but has scored in double digits in each of her last 6 and 7 of her last 8, really coming on strong late. Missing both free throws, though, and a rebound by South Albany. Bulldogs in a bit of a scoring lull, though they lead by 7 with 3.5 to go in the first half. Sarah Henderson to Flores, back to Henderson, right wing. Not much movement by South away from the ball. Sarah puts it on the deck baseline, through traffic, wild shot, no good. Loose out of bounds, off West. So South will retain possession with 3:19 to play now in the half. Flores to inbound for South underneath. Couple screens, now comes out for Haley Weisinger. 3, back rim, no good. Underneath Edmiston, the rebound, had it knocked away. Goes right to Flores, she misses, and a rebound to Signer. Ashton, good crossover to get away from some traffic. Feeds James, now up ahead for Conser. Lobbing it into the cutting James, and knocked away by South out of bounds. Active hands here by the Rebels in the first half, getting their hands on a lot of passes.
Well, they do that, and you know that's their MO. They're going to scrap. They're going to go hard at you defensively here. Try and get a lot of traps against the sides. Get their hands in the passing lanes. They're doing a good job of that so far in this game.
West again, though, nice play on the inbound. It will earn free throws for Ashton Signer. Got hacked by Hannah DeVilde, her third. So really the first foul trouble for South.
Sorry, Ryan. One of the things with this many fouls called, we've had 15 fouls called in this game now. With that many fouls called, it's really difficult to get a flow to this game and either team to have any momentum. And Bulldogs right now struggling from the free throw line.
Ashton missed.
A very good free throw shooting team.
Ashton missed her first. Caitlin Rowe has returned for South. DeVilde are out with the 3 fouls, and Signer hits her second free throw. 22-14 West Albany. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Flores for Edmiston, who will bring it up on her own. A little wild dribble. Now gets it to Flores. She will just now cross the timeline. Bouncing it back to Edmiston. Wants to attack. Goes all the way inside. Kicks to the corner for Rowe. She goes through traffic. Tough shot. That's short. Rebounded by Edmiston. Over Nelke. No good. Rebound Conser. West with the ball, an 8-point lead. Kaya Duvall brings it up. Comes to the right corner. Ashton Signer open for three. No good. Back rim. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Kaya. Back out to Signer. Cross-court left, Concert. She's going to launch a three and hit it from the left side. A triple for Lauren Concert, and the Bulldogs go back up 11. And now South stepped over the end line, and we'll turn it over on the inbound.
That's a really big three by Concert right there. The Bulldogs have been kind of a scoring lull overall. Things have gotten a little bit stagnant in this game. See if that sparks the Bulldogs here.
James to Duvall to Signer, back to James, back to Concert, back to Signer. Around the perimeter we go. Signer kicks it left corner, Kaya Duvall. Out to James. James will step into a three from the left side. Right rim, no good. Chased into the corner and out of bounds it goes. A good job by Cassandra Flores to screen away Ali Nelke. It will be Rebel ball.
Yeah, smart play, because if she grabs that ball, then Nelke probably pins her against the baseline down there. Smart play by Flores.
Sierra Henderson returns for South Albany. Melody Edmiston will check out. As Sierra bounces it to Flores, up ahead to Rowe. In front court, Rowe all the way to the rim on the right side. Puts it up and in. Caitlin Rowe with an aggressive drive. 25-16. West Albany by 9. Quickly to front court, the Bulldogs as Concert gets it to James. Out between the circles. James holds and scans the Rebel man-to-man defense. Left for Duvall. Down low, Nelke. Posting up on Henderson. Goes up and drew a foul. They got a bit of a mismatch. Ellie Nelke had a size advantage. 11 against the 5, Sierra Henderson. Gets a foul, 2 throws coming for Nelke.
Yeah, good recognition there to get that ball into Nelke. She positions herself so down at the low block. South Albany content right now to play behind Nelke at the low block. Might see some adjustments there at halftime, have them start coming around halfway on her to see if they can prevent that pass to the high post, or to the low post, excuse me.
Sierra Henderson had picked up her 3rd foul, so she'll check out. And Hallie Cullison will come in for the first time for South. Nelke got the first free throw and the second. Good on both. 27-16 West. 1:41 to go in the first half. Haley Wiesinger in backcourt feeds Flores. Yes, Flores in some trouble along the sideline. Threw it away into the hands of Nelke. Nelke up ahead to James. James to Kaya Duvall. Into the cutting Nelke. Through traffic and knocked away by South. Another turnover for the Bulldogs. Though they lead by 11, they've not been as crisp as we've seen them at some times this season. As Flores up near midcourt with good defense from Kaya Duvall, underhands it to Sarah Henderson. Henderson has it knocked away out of bounds by Ashton Signer. Rebels will retain possession.
I tell you, Ashton Signer's got to prevent. You almost wonder if Mike Haberly might want to take her out for this last minute of the first half. Sitting there for those 2 fouls. Can't be reaching in.
Caitlin Rowe got it in the corner, drives all the way to the foul line and traveled as she went to the jump stop. Shuffled her pivot foot. So a turnover for South. Back to West with 1:02 to play first half. Bulldogs leading by 11. This matches the Bulldogs' biggest lead. As quickly inside it goes, Nelke underneath. Little turnaround is good in the paint from Allie Nelke.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something to start preventing that pass. The Rebels are into the low block there.
29-16. West now with their biggest lead of 13 as Flores bumped it midcourt. Lost it out of bounds. Lauren Concert claiming it should be West Albany ball, but it will stay with South.
And here's the deal. The ref, I think, did the right thing. That probably is a foul on Lauren
that's
Concert
what I was
there.
going to say.
Probably good recognition there by the referee to say, okay, we aren't going to call the foul, but we'll give the Rebels the ball. Smart play.
Flores now on the drive. Into the paint. Scoop shot. No good. Rebound James, and she is fouled on the rebound by Hallie Cullison. Yeah, this will mean 2 free throws the other way for Corey James. The South is into the double bonus. Surpassing 10 team fouls. Cullison her first, and Corey James with 2 free throws coming.
27 seconds left in this half. The Bulldogs with a 13-point lead. Bulldogs still sitting on 16 fouls. South hasn't shot very many free throws in this game.
Corey James, a low series of practice dribbles, 1 backspin, now releases and hits on the first free throw. When we were at the first Southwest game, we were watching Corey James shoot some free throws, and I remarked that the release just looked so pure. Dennis Rector, former West Albany assistant who's seated down below, said, it actually isn't the prettiest shot, but it just has such a great result as she swishes too. It's just maybe not technically 100%, but the results you can't argue.
No, you can't. Yeah, I think this is a good move, bringing Ashton Signer out of this game now. Mike Haberly bringing in the substitution for her Don't want her to pick up that third foul with 27 seconds left in this half.
Ellie Kale is that substitution as West Albany leads by 15, and Corey James bats the pass out of bounds. West Albany so active again defensively, as South will inbound with 20.1 to go in the first half. West leading by 15. Flores gets the inbounds pass, crosses the timeline angling right, near the sideline in front of the Rebel students. Cross court for Wiesinger at the top of the key. Back to the right for Flores with 10 seconds in the quarter. Now to Caitlin Rowe, and they'll call her for a quick travel up top.
You know, that you got to let that go, don't you? I mean, really had no impact on the play. You got to let that travel go.
It's a tough one. It was a pretty quick whistle as West on the inbound. Corey James, stop and pop three. Good from the right side. And the Bulldogs lead it by 18 as the final seconds will tick away, and West ends the first quarter the first half with a flourish. They lead by 18 at the break. West Albany 34, South Albany 16. We'll take a break and come back here to 920 KSHO.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
Need extra money? H&R Block offers the Emerald Advance, a line of credit up to $1,000 that you can start using today. No W-2 required. Stop by a participating office to apply or call 1-800-HR-BLOCK to learn more. H&R Block Emerald Advance, line of credit offered through H&R Block Bank. Member FDIC at participating offices subject to credit approval. Fees apply. See HR Block/Emerald Advance for details. 2012 HRB Tax Group Incorporated offered January 15, 2013. OVTP B15550.
Hi, this is Serena at your neighborhood H&R Block in Albany, Lebanon, Corvallis. Call us today at 541-928-6432 and see what it means to never settle for less when it comes to your taxes.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Lynn Benton Tractor, we're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Unforgettable 920.
Welcome back here to South Albany High School. Round 2 of the Civil War here in the 2012-2013 season. It's been pretty good for West Albany here in the last 2 days. The freshmen boys and girls both won. The boys JV won in the game prior to this one. The girls varsity for West leading by 17. I guess the only one we don't know is the girls JV game. Maybe sometime through the night here we can try and get a score from that. But West Albany, the girls have won 15 straight in the varsity series and leading big again. Evidently they called that last shot by Corey James right before the horn a 2. So it is 33-16 West Albany at the half, not 34, but still a dominant second quarter for West.
Yeah, they played really, really well, and only 3 turnovers there in that second quarter for the Bulldogs. And so you take care of the ball, good things are going to happen. I thought that the Bulldogs did a good job of not of spreading the floor a little bit more there in the second quarter, not allowing South Albany not allowing them to extend out to where they could get their hands in the passing lanes and create those turnovers. West, I thought, with their perimeter ball movement, and then I thought Allie Nelke getting herself positioned at the low and high post, doing a great job of shielding off defenders. Once they get the ball into her, she has so many options. She's a good scorer down low, but also sees the floor very well and passes out to the perimeter. Bulldogs buried some shots and extended this lead and have a good lead going into the half.
You can see how West Albany can be very dangerous when they get everything clicking. Defensively, very strong. They shoot the ball well. The perimeter shots going down. They do have several weapons from the outside. Really, any one of 4 players can light you up. Lauren Concert, Corey James, Ashton Signer, and Kaya Duvall, all very sharp from outside. Their defense is very solid. I mean, obviously, if you're 22-0, you're doing a lot of things right. But we're seeing some of what makes West Albany one of the best teams in the state.
Well, it's one of those pick your poison things where a team has to devote so much defensive attention to 1 or 2 players. The other role players can step up and bury some threes, and you're absolutely right. So many weapons on this Bulldog team. It's tough to know who to defend. For South Albany, they've got to get the ball into the hands of DeVelder Moore. She is doing some very nice things, getting some good dribble penetration into the paint. She's got a nice soft jumper. They've got to run the offense through her a little bit more, because right now she's been the biggest weapon for South Albany against the Bulldogs.
And she's got 3 fouls, so big trouble there. Sierra Henderson picked up her 3rd foul, so some foul trouble for South Albany as they trail by 17 at the half. Of course, a reminder, the boys Civil War game to follow this one. We will stay with you for that. Nate Neuschwander, the head coach for South Albany, provided me with some little factoids about the departing South seniors. So as they go into their senior night presentation, hopefully we'll be able to relay some of that. But what's very interesting is of the South Albany seniors, 3 of them are transferred from West Albany.
Yeah, that's right. Cade Burge, Jacoby Smith, and
Ross Downer.
Yep. Thank you. And all saw a little bit of playing time, or all saw some playing time except Ross Downer, who transferred over and has found himself a home here in South Albany. Really something that they have added quite a bit to the South Albany boys team, but all of them hard to watch them go too. I coached two of the three of them, and I actually knew Ross Downer when he was the manager of the freshman team at West, and so got a good strong connection with all three of those young men.
We'll have a lot of time to talk about that before the boys varsity game, which will follow this one. West Albany leading at the half, 33-16 in the girls' Civil War. We'll take a timeout and come right back here to 920 KSHO.
Serving the Mid-Valley for 37 years with collision, mechanical, glass, and RV repair, Pacific Auto Services is now Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got their name on it. Call Stavros Auto Services at 541-926-7248.
Delene Myers and Remax Integrity of Albany. Two names you can always count on. Remax was built on integrity and is dedicated to service. Count on Delene for integrity and service for any real estate-related need. Delene is proud to support Bulldog Athletics and proud to assist you through Remax Integrity of Albany.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Unforgettable 920.
For new and used foreign and domestic auto parts, choose B&R Auto Wrecking. You can just log on to autowrecking.com. And remember, if you own a truck or car, think B&R. Well, it is Friday night. It is Civil War night here at South Albany High School. Halftime of the girls' game with the West Albany girls leading 33-16. Pleased to welcome in Jeff Kiter. Jeff, who got here not too long after tip-off. You made good time keeping the book here for the girls' game, and you got some first-half stats for us.
I do. First half for the Bulldogs. Again, I didn't keep track of shooting percentages, but we have some point totals in the first half for West Albany. Leading the way in double figures, Corey James had 10 points. She had a couple of three-pointers and also was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Kaya Duvall had 9 points in the first half. Excuse me. She hit 3 three-pointers in the first half. Allie Nelke had 4 points. She was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Ashton Signer had 3 points. She was also 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Excuse me. And Lauren Conser had 7 points. She hit 1 3, and she was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. West Albany had 7 turnovers in the first half, compared to South Albany had 16. Now, I got here a little bit late. I may have missed some turnovers, but that's not a bad statistic if you're a team to kind of overlook. You don't want to keep track of all those turnovers. So,
right.
But anyway, I have South Albany with 16 turnovers in the first half. They were led in scoring by Haley Weisinger, had 5 points. Hannah DeVolder had 4. Sorry if I butchered that name. Caitlin Rowe had 2. Sarah Henderson had 3. And Melanie Edmonston had 2 points for the Rebels in the first half.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to Jeff in the post-game with the final game stats. West Albany leading 33-16 at the half here from South Albany High School. Our great thanks to everyone who has made this broadcast possible. For the last several years, we've carried West Albany's girls once they've gotten into the postseason. It should be fairly obvious that because a lot of the games during the year are on the same night, boys and girls, we simply cannot carry the girls for the entire season. We love to do it when they get to the postseason. They have taken us to Matthew United Arena the last couple of years, to MacArthur Court the year before that. The Bulldogs, with their 4th consecutive at least share of a league championship, now 3 consecutive outright. They tied for the last one 4 years ago. 13-0 in league coming in on a pretty good track to get to 14-0 and complete an undefeated league season, which would be their first unbeaten league season in the Mid-Willamette Conference. Just complete domination over the last couple of years from West Albany and keeping it going so far tonight.
Well, in getting to broadcast this game, we get to dig a little bit deeper into why that has happened. And you can see they can work the ball inside out. They can work the ball around the perimeter. There's so good offensively with their passing. They fundamentally very sound. If they were hitting their free throws at a better clip, this game's probably at least a 20-point game and maybe even more at this point. So, Wes, they're clicking right now. I've got to believe they're going to come out hot here in the second half.
A pretty solid progression by West Albany in the last 3 seasons. In the 2010 state tournament, they received a 6th-place trophy but lost in the consolation final to Hermiston, 42-41. You did that final, Wally. I had to work that day. It was a free throw with no time on the clock that won that, wasn't it?
I believe that's correct.
I think that's how that game ended. So heartbreaking fashion. Then the following year, we want to talk about heartbreaking. The championship game, of course, to Springfield. We won't go into details, but the Millers won that one by 2 late. West Albany in their first championship game. And then the following season, last year, 2012, West won on the final day of the state tournament for the first time, beating Bend in the third-place game 40-28. A game that we had the pleasure of doing, and I had the pleasure of handing out the trophy afterwards, courtesy of U.S. Bank's affiliation with the OSAA.
Yeah, a lot of fun for you to be able to do that.
Big moment. It would be nice to be able to do that again this year. But we're a little ways away from the postseason yet. Bulldogs will be hosting a playoff game. They'll get a first-round bye. There's no question about that. They're number 2 in the power rankings right now. And then they will play in the round of 16. All it would take is one win for them to get to state. That's been the case each of the last couple of years. One home game, basically, and then off you go. And that's where West Albany hopes to find themselves again this season. We're just about set here to start the third quarter. A reminder that before, during, or after the game in Albany, you can grab a hot and ready $5 pizza at Little Caesars. That's across from the mall on Geary Street, the new and only Little Caesars in Albany. Quick glance of the floor will reveal the starting fives back out there for both teams. Flores, both Hendersons, DeVilliers and Edmiston for South Albany. James, Duvall, Conser, Signer, and Ali Nelke for West Albany. We had some technical difficulties very early in the game, and I think during that time we missed a couple of threes by Kaya Duvall. I was surprised when Jeff said she had 3 in the first half. We were focusing on the laptop.
Well, I saw 2 of them. I think maybe I was on the phone with Dave Adams back at the studio. Maybe he missed the third.
Pass is deflected in front court by South and out of bounds. West on the initial possession here in the third quarter, leading 33-16. As Signer inbounds to James, quickly inside for Nelke. Spinning on Edmiston, puts up a tough shot, missed it, got her own rebound, goes back up, got hammered, no call. Rebound Kaya Duvall. Duvall spinning to the baseline. Surrounded by white jerseys, looking for help on the sideline and stepped out of bounds. Boy, right below us, I mean, we're no more than about 8, 9, 10 feet from that last play. How's there not a foul on that Ali Nelke shot?
Nelke got fouled on both of her shots there.
Did I mention we had some issues with this crew on Tuesday night?
We've talked that length. That's why I just stopped talking. I stopped that sentence short. I don't want to be the one that's griping.
Edmiston drives inside against Conser. Kicks it back out for Sarah Henderson. Guys, the Rebels now with their first possession of the third quarter. Sarah Henderson got a step, drives inside, missed the shot. Blocked by Ashton Signer. Loose on the baseline. And out of bounds, belonging to South. Ali Nelke and Sarah Henderson diving for it on the baseline. Last touched apparently by a blue jersey.
Ali Nelke is a hard-working player.
Flores inbounds for the Rebels. Comes way up top into the hands of Henderson, just over the grasp of Conser. Now over to Sierra Henderson. And back to Sarah Henderson. Sarah cross-court left for Flores on the wing. Flores backs out with the dribble. Feeds Sierra Henderson straight away. Couple of dribbles to the right. Now to Sarah Henderson behind the arc. One dribble, whipped to the foul line for DeVilliers. Turnaround jumper, good from DeVilliers. You mentioned at halftime that South needed to keep her involved, and right on cue, she hits the first jumper of the half.
I tell you, got loose right there in the middle of the key. You could tell she's very comfortable with that mid-range jumper.
Concert to James to Nelke. Foul line extended in for Ashton Signer, and a good high-low as Signer will get a layup on the feed from Nelke.
Now, this is very unfair. As to our left, the band is taking their third quarter break, and they've got pizzas down there for them.
I'm turning my back to them now. I don't want to see any part of that. I've said over and over, Friday night is pizza night. They're doing just that. Yeah, Sierra Henderson to the foul line. Gets it right for DeVilliers inside. Knocked away by James out of bounds. South will keep it with 6:16 to go in the third. 35-18 West Albany. Flores inbounding. Rebels run a stack on the baseline as Flores tried to get it in, had it knocked away by Nelke, out of bounds. Last touch by South, so West will get it. Good pressure on the inbound.
Yeah, and Ashton Signer there with the good pressure there. Nice long arms. Just got her hand on that ball. South Albany knocks it out.
Corey James working on Flores behind the back. Nifty dribble to front court. Keeps it going left. Drives into traffic and a blocking foul coming on South Albany. It appears as though they will whistle Flores for it. She was right there with Sierra Henderson. It will be Flores. And that's good for the Rebels because that would have been Sierra Henderson's fourth foul. It is Flores' third foul, but the Rebels first here in the third quarter. James inbounds to the corner for Duvall, just in front of the Bulldog cheerleaders. Duvall comes out to James on the left wing. James right back to Duvall in the corner. Inside for Nelke, a little triangle look as the ball's knocked away by the Rebels out of bounds.
Edmiston's shown that she is a very active defensive player, too. Doing a good job guarding the low post.
James again to inbound. Feeds Signer in the corner. A little bump from Sierra Henderson. Signer looking to go all the way in. Puts it off the window. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Nelke puts it back up and in.
Right place, right time. That's just good rebounding form right there. Never brought the ball down to her waist. As a big, you get those rebounds underneath the hoop. You don't bring it down to your waist where anybody can swat at it. Good fundamentals there.
Edmiston threw traffic right into the body of Nelke. Lost it out of bounds, but off Nelke. So South will keep possession. As Haley Wiesinger will come back in for South Albany. And Kate Hibbs will come in for the first time for West Albany. It's Allie Nelke will get a well-deserved break.
Well, I may be wrong, but I don't think Nelke ever came out of the game in the first half.
I'm not sure she did. As Wiesinger in the corner, dumps it to Flores. She goes along the baseline, past Hibbs, laid it up short. Hibbs adjusted the shot and then pulled the rebound. Hibbs pivoting and gets it off to Signer. Bulldog ball, 5:12 to go, third quarter. West leading by 19. As Signer comes long ahead for Duvall in the corner. And Kaya will back it out. Now feed it right back to Signer. Out on the perimeter. Signer around a Duvall screen. Now a Hibbs screen. Goes all the way in. Scoops it up short. Hibbs had the rebound, then lost it out of bounds. Last touch by South. West will inbound underneath the basket down to our left. 4:56 to go in the quarter. Up 19, their biggest lead. James comes into Hibbs. Right back to James, posting down low on Flores. Out to Hibbs. Right back to James in the corner. And Corey with a dribble back to the top for Duvall, around the perimeter for Signer. Signer fakes, now drives the baseline. They're going to get an offensive foul. An offensive foul on Ashton. Extended the arm just a little bit, but a pretty good sell job underneath by
it was, that probably could have gone either way, but we could see the arm extend from where the awesome vantage point that we had to be able to see that. Ashton Signer picks up her third foul.
Bulldogs first in the second half. There were fouls galore in the first half, but just one team foul each way. Here in the third quarter is on the drive. Flores lost it off West Albany. Last touch by Kaya Duvall. So Flores again with the honor of inbounding underneath. Looks for some help, scans the D, gets it into Sarah Henderson, and hey, she has it knocked away by James and out of bounds. West just so active with their hands in every passing lane, continuing to tip balls out of bounds.
Well, not a lot of motion from South Albany on their out-of-bounds plays here. They've become very easy to guard on these out-of-bounds plays underneath the hoop.
Flores comes around a Wiesinger screen all the way to the top. Now works with the dribble between the circles. Bulldogs into the zone, and the pass is tipped and stolen. Concert tipped it to Duvall, back to Lauren, all the way to the rim. Little floater, no good, and a blocking foul coming, which will send Lauren Concert to the line. And again, Lauren up a little bit slowly. She tweaked the ankle in the first half, and very gingerly will come back to the foul line here. A glance at Lauren Concert would not make you think that she would be the toughest girl in the world. I mean, she's not stocky by any means, but she's looking pretty tough here tonight.
Yeah, she is. She's taken a lot of contact in this game a couple different times, getting up fairly slowly. But she's a gamer.
Got the first free throw, not the second. Rebound fought for and taken away by Sierra Henderson. A 20-point Bulldog lead nearing the midway point of the third quarter. As Wiesinger comes up top for Taylor Torgeson on the floor for the first time for the Rebels. She'll feed Sarah Henderson way out on the left wing just in front of the Rebel students. Working with a spinning dribble on Signer, comes all the way inside and traveled with the ball. Took one extra step before she went for the layup. Sub in West Albany, Lauren Kimura in, Kaya Duvall out. And West having built now a 20-point lead with 3:53 to go in the third quarter. We'll have Corey James walk it up the floor. Corey comes right for Kimura on the wing to James between the circles. Worked on by Sarah Henderson, got around her to Hibbs. Hibbs feeds Concert. Holding on the left wing. Cross court right for James. Now to the corner for Signer. Back to James. To Kimura. West working the perimeter as Kimura feeds James again. James On the floor, kicks to the corner for Ashton. Thought about the three, comes back to James. She'll line up a three and hit it from the right wing.
Had a pretty good angle on that, didn't you? Looked good.
Right on line, and from almost the exact same spot, I think, where Danny Kostrava hit her game winner here a couple of years ago.
How fun was that?
West won at the buzzer. Tremendous game. As Sierra Henderson, foul line extended left, feeds Hannah DeVilliers. She'll hold at the top of the key with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. West Albany now leading 41-18. Wiesinger bounces it to Torgerson. Now out to Sierra Henderson. Sierra will fire a deep, deep three. That's short. Rebounded by Kimura. Quickly to James. West wants to run. James, long outlet Concert. All the way in, off the window. No, got her own rebound. Got back up and got fouled. 2 more free throws for Lauren, who's on the floor yet again.
But has the smile back on her face. That's what we've been watching for. Always a good sign.
Up very quickly. I think we made the comment a couple of times during last year's state tournament that Lauren, if they had an all-floor burn team for the state tournament, Lauren would have been the captain.
Yep, no doubt.
And earning some here tonight as she hits her first free throw. Allie Nelke back in. Kate Hibbs is out. Ellie Kale at the scorer's table wants to replace Concert, so if Lauren hits the second free throw, she'll come out. Caitlin Rowe returning for South Albany, and Hannah DeVilliers checks out.
Birchfield's got to be taken to task. He just made Lauren Concert crack up at the free throw line. Don't know what he said. That's a violation.
It did not affect her free throw. She got both and does depart, still with that little bit of a grin as she'll come down the bench and take a seat. 43-18, West Albany, now leading by 25. Their biggest lead of the night with 2:37 to go in the third quarter. Melody Edmiston up top. Good aggressive defense by James, and it's thrown away into the hands of Kale. Up to James on the run. Eyes up. Hits the cutting Ashton Signer, and she is hammered by Sarah Henderson on the drive. 2 free throws coming for Ashton. Good to see her just keep her feet. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, good hard foul there. Not going to let that ball get up to the hoop, was she?
Not in any way. Going to make Ashton earn them from the line. Foul on Sarah Henderson, her second, Rebels' fourth. And the first free throw by Signer is good. Bulldogs shooting their free throws much better in the second half than they did in the first.
Looking a lot more comfortable at the line.
Second one coming for Signer, the junior. Free throw up and no good. Back rim, chased down in the corner and not saved by Allie Nelke. Instead, right off the top of the drum from the Rebel band. That'll teach them to eat their pizza up here. So it'll take a moment to adjust the drum again down there, and the Rebels will bring it up the floor. 44-18, West Albany. Rebels with just 2 points here in the third quarter. Sarah Henderson out to Torgerson. Her three on the way. No good, short, and loose into the corner, out of bounds to West. Suffocating defense here in this third quarter from West Albany as Riley Wetmore will come in for the Bulldogs. Ashton Signer will check out.
Good opportunity here by the Bulldogs here with 2:13 to go here in the third to get some players some playing time.
We're going to go ahead and again make the assumption that Riley Wetmore would be related to Isaac Wetmore, former Bulldog football player.
I've got to believe that right. That's right.
As the Bulldogs corralling a loose ball up top off the inbound, Corey James with it. Comes to the right side for Lauren Kimura, right back to James. And Corey directs traffic, cradling the ball with the right hand, pointing with the left. Now rifles it cross court for Wetmore up top. Right back to James. Stepping into a three, right wing. This one's off, front rim. Rebounded by Wetmore. She goes back up, has it blocked by Edmiston, who tips it out to herself near midcourt and then gets bumped and fouled by James, who lost her shoe, incidentally. So Corey James will have to replace the footwear on her left foot.
Not something you see every game.
No, and also committed a foul. So a rough sequence for Corey James. Her second foul, Bulldogs second. And South will inbound as Phil Smith gives some instruction to Haley Wiesinger. If you were not with us in the pregame, mention this is the final game here at South for Phil Smith in his 10th season with the Rebels.
Such a class guy, too. Really nice man.
Very polite greeting from Phil when I came in the building tonight. As Caitlin Rowe drives in and draws a foul. She went up. 2 free throws coming for Rowe. Caitlin Rowe, 5'8", sophomore, will go to line. Shoot to it. Mike Haberly wants a timeout with 1:29 to go in the third. This will be a full, so we will do it too. Minute 29, third quarter. Bulldogs 44-18. We'll be back at KSHO.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Join the fun at the Albany Athletic Club. Group fitness classes from low-impact dance to traditional circuit training, plus racquetball and more. Watch your waistline shrink and your health improve every day. Start now at the Albany Athletic Club on Hickory next to Tom's Garden Center.
Albany Burgerville is now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese on a toasted hoagie roll and the chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
You will come out a winner at Power Honda. Their talented staff will show you how easy it is to get the vehicle you want and the payment you need. Check out mypowerhonda.com. Call 928-0122 or just go in to Power Honda, Highway 20 east of I-5 in Albany, your Honda Superstore.
920 KSHO.
South Albany High School hits Wally Ordeman and Jeff Kiter. Thanks for joining us tonight for the Civil War. It's Caitlin Rowe at the free throw line for South, hitting her first free throw. Second one on its way, and around and off, no good. A rebound by Allie Nelke. 44-19, West Albany. 1:05 to go in the third quarter. Corey James will race it up the floor for West. Dropped off underneath for Nelke nicely. Waits for Chad, puts it up, but a foul. And Nelke will shoot two.
You know, Nelke has been so impressive tonight in what she's done, not only on the boards and down at the low block. She seems to position herself for rebounds so well. Seems to be in the right spots. She's kind of a, you know, what like we talk about with Sawyer Reed being in the perfect position. Been very impressive tonight.
Nelke hit her first free throw, and I was just going to mention here, we are all wearing our Bulldog Broadcast Team T-shirts here tonight. Wally, you brought some extras to hand out to the crowd. And though we wear them, by far the most famous person wearing one right now is Jake Lacoste, who happens to be holding one here. Down to our right. Like to see Jake throw that on.
If he does, I want a picture.
Yeah. Maybe we can take our pictures with him. Yeah. Might be worth something here in a couple of years. 1 of 2 from the line for Nelke. Loose ball out of bounds to West Albany. Ellie Kale inbound to game. 45-19. Bulldogs with the lead and the ball now. 1:08 to go in the quarter. Kate Hibbs on an entry pass. Had it knocked away. Got it back in traffic. Tripped again.
Swatted all over the place.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market across from the Heritage Mall has Senior Day, the first Tuesday of every month. $2 off every purchase of $15 or more. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. 100% satisfaction guaranteed across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
We're Linco Federal Credit Union. Keep your money in Linn County with Linco Federal Credit Union. Enjoy a visit with one of our friendly staff at a neighborhood branch near you today. Linco Federal Credit Union in Albany, Lebanon, and Sweet Home. In Linn, you're in.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Crabtree Auto stresses the small stuff when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. An oil change every 3,000 miles is a small thing now, but adds up to big rewards down the road. Crabtree Auto on Hill Street, just south of 9th in Albany.
Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors. 4 generations in the auto business and here to stay. Mark Thomas Motors is big on supporting local events. 3 locations in Albany: Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Hyundai, GMC, Buick, Pontiac. Now is the time to buy a car at Mark Thomas Motors in Albany.
America's best music and the news you need. This is 920 KSHO, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Well, hopefully you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth here. 45-19 West Albany with the lead at quarters. Apologize again for the technical difficulties. Using the internet connection here at South Albany High School, one of the first things I noticed when I came in is that I didn't have a real great signal with my cell phone. Yeah, I think sometimes the signal here cuts in and out, so we apologize for that. But it's been all Bulldogs through 3 here. Ryan Pitts, Wally Ordeman, and Jeff Kiter with you tonight. Game 1 of the Bulldog Rebel doubleheader. And West Albany looking to complete an undefeated regular season. They came in 22-0. Pretty safe to say they're on their way to 23-0, Wally.
Yeah, they're playing very, very well right now. Coach Haverly's going to have an opportunity to get some players into this game, get them some time on the floor before the Bulldogs head into the postseason. This 45-19 lead, doing a lot of it with their defense, getting out in transition very nicely, really looking for each other with the perimeter ball movement. It's been fun to watch.
Fourth quarter underway with the Rebels going to work at the basket at the far end from us as Flores feeds Sarah Henderson at the high post. Sarah dribbled it off her foot, goes back to get it, feeds DeVilliers up top. Kate Hibbs with the defense on her. DeVilliers, one-hand dribble, pulls up at the foul line and hits the jumper.
Deadly from, I tell you, anywhere from looks like 8 to 12 feet. She is deadly. Nice soft touch on the inside.
Kaya Duvall to Wetmore to Hibbs, now to Kale. Is Duvall the only starter out there? Hibbs, Kale, Kimura, and Wetmore, the other four. As Duvall runs the point, gets it between the circles, left for Kimura. Kimura guarded by Flores, feeds Wetmore just inside the arc. Little jab step to the baseline, doubled on the far side, and a whistle and a foul coming against South Albany. Kind of the same defensive strategy we saw from the Rebel JVs, really trapping on the sideline, and gave the West JVs fits.
Yeah, looking for the opportunities to get that pin, maybe get a tie-up or create a turnover with the travel. Watch for players switching their pivot feet. South getting a little bit more aggressive defensively here.
West works it in to Kaya Duvall. Now to Kimura. That's 6 team fouls on the Rebels in the second half. Bulldogs with just 3.
Hibbs with great position down low.
Kale feeds Wetmore for a jumper that's no good. Kale got the rebound, got hammered on the catch. And it'll be a 1-and-1 coming here for Ellie Kale. David Dale, who dates the season during girls' games. We're very appreciative of that.
David and Julie. Really do appreciate that. It's nice to have a resource there at the girls' game so we can keep everybody updated on what's going on with the girls' program.
Yeah, Ellie's free throw curls in off front rim, so she'll get the bonus. Were you at that game on Wednesday night? Did you go? No, I wasn't. Just getting updates. I think Jeff went. I wanted to go. It's just, unfortunately, too much traveling during the week. I couldn't make it up here on Wednesday night. He has a second free throw, no good. Rebound spiked into the hands of Wiesinger, and the Rebels have it, trailing by 25 with 6:48 to go in the game.
You know, many of our listeners probably don't know or don't remember. You live in Eugene.
Right.
It is a monumental effort for you to make the trips that you do in support of West Albany basketball. There are a lot of people that really appreciate what you do.
I appreciate that. Thank you. As Sarah Henderson drawing a foul on her drive to the rim, will shoot a couple. Foul went against Kate Hibbs. No, Ellie Kale, I'm sorry, her first. Bulldogs fourth as Sarah Henderson's first free throw rattles in. Sarah Henderson only a sophomore, and I think the Rebels, pretty safe to say, they'll be building their program around her in the next couple of seasons. Henderson's second free throw in and out, no good. A rebound to Kate Hibbs. Bulldogs by 24 with 6.5 to go. Final regular season game for both teams. Bulldogs on their way to the playoffs, and the Rebels coming in 27th in the power rankings. We'll be seeing their season come to an end most likely as Ellie Kale drills a 3 from the left wing.
She's got that shooting stroke. I tell you, she had time to plant her feet and get a good look at the hoop. She buried it.
Good release, and Ellie knocks it down, 49-22. Flores on the drive through traffic, and prior to the shot, a foul. So a non-shooting foul, the 5th against West Albany. So they got it on Lauren Kimura. Her first. Yeah, the Bulldogs 5th. They put the team foul up there for the wrong team. They put it for South Albany. Now they'll correct it. And it will be team foul number 5 for West as the Rebels will inbound with Flores. Scanning D. And going to the corner for Wiesinger. Out top, Sarah Henderson going to launch a 3. Back rim, no good. Offensive rebound to Vildier. Puts it down in traffic. Goes to the fadeaway. Missed it. And a late whistle and a foul on West.
You know what we're finding here, Ryan, with the long shots that anytime South Albany takes the long three-pointer, those rebounds, if they're not hitting those long shots bring long rebounds. And South Albany, they've done a good job tonight on the offensive boards of getting in there and knowing that those shots are going to carry them off long, giving themselves some second-chance opportunities.
Vildier hitting on the first free throw. The foul was on Nelke, her second, Bulldogs 6th. One more. Forehanded to Vildier, one of the 4 Rebel seniors. And she hits both free throws. Melody Edmiston, one of the other seniors, will check back in. Cassandra Flores, Melody Edmiston, Sierra Henderson, and Hannah DeVildier all playing their final game for South Albany. More than likely, it would take some finagling with the power rankings to get South into the postseason. You have to be in the top 24. It's Kaya Duvall. Needs Ashton Signor in front court. West getting some of the starters back in. In fact, all 5 of the starters with under 6 to play. Pass inside, tipped into the hands of Nelke. Nelke is hand-checked, slapped, and fouled, and she'll go to the line for a 1-and-1, team foul number 8 on South Albany. Though this is a 25-point game, you might see this coached a little differently down the stretch by Mike Haberle because these girls won't be playing for another 8 days.
That's exactly right. And he wants them to stay in game shape as best as they can. They're going to have some tough practices coming up, knowing that they're going to get the bye. It's going to be a long time before they hit the floor against somebody with a different color jersey on.
Ali Nelke missing on the free throw. Rebels racing the other way off the rebound. Flores all the way in. She's hacked and fouled by Kaya Duvall as Flores hit the floor hard. Both teams still going hard here. The outcome seemingly determined. West up 25 with 5:39 to go. But Flores accelerating to the rim, drew a foul on Kaya Duvall, her second. Bulldogs 7th. And Flores in the act of shooting will have 2 free throws. Cassandra settles the ball in the right hand, releases and hits on the first free throw. Bulldog boys have retreated back to the locker room, so have the Rebel boys. They were seated watching this game through the first 3 quarters. That game to follow this here on KSHO. As Flores good on both free throws. Timeout, South Albany a full with 5:39 left. West Albany 49, South Albany 26. We'll break and come back to the Civil War on KSHO.
Just like the Bulldogs, Courtesy Corner Shell gives you everything they have every time you drive in. Fast and friendly service, windows always clean. Non-ethanol fuels for small engines, boats, and vintage cars available. You can't beat Courtesy Corner Shell near Queen on Pacific Boulevard. They'll be happy to see you.
Lynn Lanes in Lebanon, home of the best burger in town.
Good family fun. Bowling.
Open every day and until 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. Ballistic bowling starts at 10 on Saturday nights.
Stop by Lynn Lanes in Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank is proud to support local high school sports, music, and scholastic programs. Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, Vice President with Willamette Community Bank. Be part of the team and get behind our schools and our future leaders, serving you with branches in Albany and Lebanon.
Willamette Community Bank. Service like no other. We promise. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Taking a detour down a gravel road isn't fun for you or your tires. Luckily at Les Schwab, along with great prices, all of our car or pickup tires come with the kind of protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
920 KSHO.
Back at South Albany High School, out of the timeout. Sandra Flores having just hit a couple of free throws. West Albany will inbound with Ali Nelke feeding Corey James. West Albany leading 49-26, 5:35 left. Bulldogs looking to finish the season, regular season, at 23-0. His pass is tipped and stolen, and we're going to get a foul. Corey James took another pop in the mouth. A series of shots to the face here tonight for Corey James. The officials are going to get together and talk.
You know, they're going to talk about whether this was a foul or whether it was a travel before the foul. Corey James took a shot to the face. Looks like she's going to be all right.
Yeah, she's a little bit shaken. We've seen Lauren Concert take a couple of hard falls tonight. And Corey James at least 3 times.
They're going to get an offensive foul on South.
Yeah, Corey at least 3 times has taken a pop to the face inadvertently, but this last time an offensive foul. And for Sierra Henderson, she will foul out. And you have to feel for her because that's obviously not how you want to finish your last game, fouling out. When the horn sounds, that's one thing, but fouling out, tough for Sierra Henderson, and her Rebel career will come to a close as she'll head to the bench.
Very nice athletic career, basketball career for Sierra Henderson. You're right, you don't want to see that happen. But Coach Hill, I don't want to see him get rung up in his final game either.
Not sure why Corey James is shooting free throws here, and Phil Smith is saying the same thing. If it's an offensive foul, why would Corey James be at the line? Should be a non-shooting player control foul. And the officials will get together and figure what we had figured out about a minute ago and inbound on the far side. Did I mention that we had some issues with these officials on Tuesday? I'm sorry, I'm running that into the ground, but these things happen. It was a foul. They thought there'd be free throws. Corey James will come out, apparently having absorbed her last bump to the face here tonight. Kate Hibbs is back in. Inbounds to Lauren Kimura out there with Ellie Kale, Riley Wetmore. As Kimura spinning up top, and now an offensive foul going to be called on Lauren Kimura. Ashley Parvin is the 5th out there for West Albany. So they'll get Kimura for her 3rd foul. And maybe now, having seen a couple of players get a little bit shaken up in this game, the officials will tighten it up here down the stretch.
Yeah, already 17 team fouls between the two teams. We're going to see some more.
Haley Wiesinger, a deep 3. It's an air ball, rebounded by Riley Wetmore. Off to Ellie Kale. West in possession, coming down in the 5-minute mark tonight. Bulldogs leading by 23. Kimura to front court, crossing over on Flores. Bounces it into the corner for Kale. Pass knocked away and stolen by South with Edmiston. Up to Flores. Flores with the right-hand dribble, bounces it to Edmiston in front of the Rebel bench. Rifled underneath for Rowe, off her fingertips and out of bounds. A Rebel turnover. Kate Hibbs will inbound it for West Albany. Looking for some help. The Rebels with full court pressure. Riley Wetmore gets it. Pass tipped, stolen by Flores, and batted out of bounds by Wetmore. It'll stay with South. As the Rebels forcing a turnover, and now Mike Haberly wants a timeout, which will be a full with 4:41 left. We'll break for a minute, return here for the finish at 9:20 KSHO.
The mission of Now Builders is treat every job like it's their only job, no matter how big or small, and they don't stop until their customer is 100% satisfied 100% of the time. Check out their portfolio of fine work at nowbuilders.com. Call Now Builders at 541-926-2858.
The short drive to Corvallis will save you time and money. This is Steve Buckner from Wilson Motors, inviting you to experience the notable difference at Wilson Motors, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis. Check us out at saveatwilson.com.
920 KSHO.
Welcome back here to South Albany High School. It's difficult for us to tell here as we just listen to ourselves through the years, but I understand the connection tonight is not very good, so I apologize for that. I don't know if it has something to do with the weather or just we're in an area of town that doesn't get great cell reception here, but the Skype broadcast is reliant on good coverage. Apparently we don't have that right now, so our deepest apologies for that, something that is beyond our control. But we'll stay here for the finish and maybe see if converting to some different equipment for the boys' game might be in order here.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think we're going to have serious discussions about that. Jeff Patter said that it was a little in and out when he was headed here.
49-26, West Albany with the lead. 4:37 to go in the game as Sarah Henderson drives in, puts up a finger roll that's short. Got her own rebound underneath, tried to throw it off of Ellie Kalen and bounced it right to Riley Wetmore. Wetmore out of traffic to Kate Hibbs. And Hibbs is bumped and fouled at midcourt by Wiesinger. 2 free throws coming for Hibbs on the 10th Rebel team foul.
A lot of contact, a lot of slapping going on now. Rebels with their full court pressure here, trying to make something happen defensively. Look like they have the Bulldogs pinned. Bulldogs get to go to the line here for 2 shots.
Hibbs a little strong on the first free throw, no good. Foul was on Haley Wiesinger, her second. As second one on the way for Hibbs, that's good. 1 of 2 for Kate Hibbs. 50-26 West. Cassandra Flores operating at the point for the Rebels. Feeds left for Caitlin Rowe. Rowe dribbling at the top of the perimeter and hand checked and foul. Going to be here for a while. They keep calling it like this.
This 4-minute to 5-minute or 5-minute to 4-minute mark has taken forever.
They are officiating it as if a foul is a foul is a foul, which you can applaud that, but it's a 24-point game with 4:15 left. Maybe the hand checks you kind of let go at this point.
That's right, and you know, try and help them establish some sort of flow to the rest of this game.
Free throw missed. Melody Edmiston could not hit on the rebound, and Lauren Kimura pulls the rebound, and now she will be bumped and fouled and come the other way to shoot 2 with 4:08 left. West Albany took control of this game early in the second quarter. It was 12-8 at the end of 1, and I was almost wondering, a couple of years ago when we came here, West had a tremendous regular season. They were on their way to winning a league championship, but South Albany gave them everything they could handle in the game played here. West wound up winning it at the buzzer, 51-48, on a 3 by Danny Kostrava right at the end. It was astonishing that South had stayed around in that game. They would finish that season 14-11, 7-7 in conference, so they were a good team, not a great team. They gave West everything they could take, and Danny Kostrava pulled up at the right wing and buried a 3 at the buzzer. One of the more exciting finishes we've seen in our years doing these games.
It sure was. That was an exciting game, fun to be a part of.
Laura at the line, missed her first and missed the second. Rebound South Albany. Edmiston with it. Gets it to Allie Bomey into the game for the first time. Allie, left-hand dribble. Pulls it back out to hand it to Villiers on the left wing. Lobbed in for Sarah Henderson. Sarah with a tough catch through traffic. Put it up, no. But guess what? There's a foul. And Sarah will be at the line here for
Figaro's in Albany now has the ultimate super combo and the ultimate super meat, only $16.99 or $17.99 baked. Albany Figaro's in front of Fred Meyer. And ask about their gluten-free crust, 541-924-9303.
Making life easier and more productive, that's what Lynn Benton Tractor can do for you. And it all begins by discovering how the full line of Kubota equipment can help.
Benton Tractor. We're still doing business the American way.
Highway 99E Tangent.
Building a home, remodeling, spring a leak? Think Brass Plumbing. Prompt quality service at affordable rates. Whatever your plumbing needs, including disasters, count on Brass Plumbing. Call 926-2727 for Brass Plumbing.
Looking to save money on lighting fixtures? Larry and Marge Tomlin, owners of J&J Electric, invite you to compare prices, but don't buy until you've seen the high quality and low prices at J&J. Visit their spectacular showroom. The hometown folks at J&J Electric appreciate your business. J&J Electric, South Pacific and 22nd in Albany.
Unforgettable 920.
Now back here after our latest internet bump. More apologies here with West Albany leading 50-26. 3:15 to play in the game. West with possession in what has become a foul-filled fourth quarter. Riley Wetmore bounces it into Kate Hibbs to the cutting Ashley Parvin. She appeared to be hacked. This one they let go, and the Rebels come away with the rebound. Allie Bowman to front court, working on the right side. Comes to the top for DeVilliers. Couple of dribbles to the foul line. Goes left for Wiesinger. Deep three from Wiesinger. Front rim, no good. Rebound, Riley Wetmore. Under 3 minutes here tonight from South Albany High School. All Bulldogs leading by 24. And Bomey body checks Riley Wetmore to the floor, and 2 more free throws coming the other way. Riley will be at the line to shoot a couple. Allie Bomey, very familiar name for you, Wally.
Daughter of Sue and Jerry Bomey, and great to see her out on the floor. An amazing soccer player. Amazing.
Hello, and we're back. Having now been momentarily unplugged here as we try to make the transition to the phone equipment, which we will use for the boys' game. Never a dull moment here with these broadcasts as Riley Wetmore at the line, shooting 2. Missed the first, got the second. 51-26 West, 2:43 to go. And Allie Bowman will bring it up the floor for South Albany. Worked on by Wetmore. Comes to the left for Sarah Henderson. Driving left in the lane on Kale, all the way in. Wild shot, missed it. Rebound loose. Bomey pulls it down in the lane. Goes up, blocked by Ellie Kale. And pulled down by Caitlin Murray. Out to Wiesinger. Deep three. Good from Wiesinger from way downtown.
She's shown she has some range. Not hesitant to put that up.
Steal on the inbound. Allie Bomey, and she hits from the baseline. Still a 20-point Bulldog lead, but back-to-back nice moments for South Albany here with 2:10 to go in the game. As Olivia Sams will bring it up the floor for West Albany, feeding Kate Hibbs at the top. Now to Ellie Kale. Way out on the right side, near the sideline. Comes to the top for Wetmore. Knocked away. Kale saves it to front court. That's deflected by Murray towards the side. Saved by Murray, and the Rebels have possession with under 2 to play. Bellamy out between the circles. Goes left for Sarah Henderson. She's going to fire a deep three. No good, long, and out of bounds it will sail to West Albany with 1:41 left.
Oh, the Bulldogs holding to this 20-point lead, 51-31. Minute and a half to go. And they are going to go to a perfect 23-0.
Pretty amazing stuff for West Albany as Olivia Sams is fouled on the sideline, and now she will become the latest Bulldog to parade to the free throw line. In a fourth quarter that has really, really gotten out of control with the fouls. Both teams have long surpassed the 10-foul mark, and Sams will be shooting 2. Sams, 5'7" sophomore, one of many sophomores on this Bulldog team. 6 of them. As Sams hits the first one. Caitlin Rowe returns to the South Albany lineup. Sarah Henderson will check out. West Albany did not face the brutal non-conference schedule like they did last year when they faced Springfield and St. Mary's, one of the better 6A teams. But faced a good non-conference slate, beat them all, and rolled through league play. About to finish their first undefeated Mid-Willamette Conference season at 14-0, and an undefeated regular season at 23-0. 53-31. Sam's good on both free throws as DeVilliers comes through the paint, kicks to Wiesinger, deep 2, and a rare 2 is good from Wiesinger. Some serious range for Wiesinger. Timeout South. It'll be a 30, so we'll stay here with 1:19 to play. 53-33, West Albany. A reminder, you can check osaa.org or any number of local websites. Check the Democrat Herald. They'll tell you exactly when and whom the Bulldogs will be playing. We know, I think, for a fact it will be at home next Saturday when the Bulldog girls will next be in action.
Right, the boys will play on Friday and the girls will play on Saturday as far as we know. That's what the early schedule said. be very interesting to see who the opponents will be. We'll be watching those play-in games too to see who the potential opponents will be.
I said earlier, if things followed directly where they are now in the power rankings, and that's assuming no changes in action tonight, which obviously is impossible, and then for things to go according to script in the play-in round, West would play Marist in round 1 of the state playoffs. But that is very much subject to change. Minute 16 to go out of the timeout. West with the ball as Wetmore will bring it up. Bulldogs leading by 20. Sams gets it on the left wing, dribbles to the arc, comes back to Wetmore, had it knocked away and stolen by Bomey. On a run to the rim with Wetmore, blocked by Wetmore and out of bounds. Wetmore, good recovery, chasing down Ali Bomey, who is listed at 5 foot. The shortest of the Rebels, and Riley Wetmore able to chase her down and block the shot.
What a really nice defensive play that was to avoid the contact, but go up and be able to get your hand on the ball with the swat.
Murray, DeVilliers, going to fire from deep. That was a long 2 that missed. Rebound to Ellie Kale. Under a minute now. West Albany on their way to the win, 53-33. And the students down to the right chanting undefeated here. That will be the result for West in the regular year. Ellie Kale, baseline jumper. Front rim, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by West with 39.9 to play. And now some wholesale subs. And Hannah DeVilliers will check out, one of the Rebel seniors. So everybody's standing on the bench. A smile from her head coach, Phil Smith. As her Rebel career appears to be completed now with 33 seconds left. Caitlin Murray up top for Cheyenne McCutcheon. She'll come around to Elena Mendoza. And now to Caitlin Murray. On the baseline. Jumper blocked again by Wetmore and pulled down by Sams. 20 seconds left. And West can just dribble this one out. Mike Haberly sitting back a little on the Bulldog bench. For at least a few moments here, he can relax and admire what the Bulldogs have accomplished this year. Riley Wetmore is going to pull a jumper and bank it in with 7 seconds left. A little exclamation point for West. 2 seconds, 1 second. The Civil War claimed again by West Albany, their 16th consecutive win in the series. This one makes it an undefeated regular year for West Albany. Congratulations on a tremendous regular season for the Bulldogs. Their job not yet done. They will turn their attention to the state playoffs, but West wins the Civil War here on the girls' side. 55-33 Bulldogs. We'll take a break and come back here to KSHO.
Serving the Mid-Valley for 37 years with collision, mechanical, glass, and RV repair, Pacific Auto Services is now Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got their name on it. Call Stavros Auto Services at 541-926-7248.
Delene Myers and Remax Integrity of Albany. 2 names you can always count on. Remax was built on integrity and is dedicated to service. Count on Delene for integrity and service for any real estate-related need. Delene is proud to support Bulldog Athletics and proud to assist you through Remax Integrity of Albany.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
Need some electrical work in your home or business, but it just seems like too small of a job to call the pros? No matter what the job, call City and Suburban Electric. Proud to be a contributing member of our community. City and Suburban Electric. Call 451-5609.
Unforgettable 920.
Back here at South Albany High School, and what will have to be a fairly quick post game because we need to rapidly turn our attention to the boys' game here, which will start in about 20 minutes. The girls from West Albany win the Civil War tonight, 55-33 over South Albany. An impressive performance, to be sure, for West. Not quite the same as the first matchup, which was won 78-34 by West, but a thorough effort, one in which they were able to get a nice working margin in the second quarter and just kind of pace that one to the end.
Yeah, they played really pretty well. It was fun to watch the, especially the perimeter ball movement of the Bulldogs. And, they really are playing together very nicely. So many weapons on that team. Great job by them tonight, and we'll look forward to following them in the postseason.
Let's very quickly here turn it to Jeff Kiter. Jeff will have our final game stats tonight. Yes, Jeff will take the headset. West Albany winning 55-33 in the girls' Civil War. Both boys' teams out on the floor now starting to warm up. Jeff, how do we get to the final score tonight?
Well, leading the way for the Bulldogs, Corey James had 13 points. West Albany had 2 players in double figures. Corey James had 13, and Lauren Concert had 10. Just missing double figures, Kaya Duvall had 9. Kate Hibbs had 1. Allie Nelke had 7. Ashton Signer 6. Ellie Kale had 4. Olivia Sams had 2. And Riley Wetmore had 3 points. For the Rebels, they had 2 players in double figures. Hannah DeVilder had 10, and Haley Weisinger had 10. Melanie Edmondson had 2. Cassandra Flores had 2. Ali Bomey had 2. Sarah Henderson 4. And Caitlin Rowe had 3 points. And I'd just like to say congratulations to the West Albany girls for having an undefeated season. It'll be exciting for them in the playoffs.
Definitely. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we will look forward to covering the girls wherever they may go in the playoffs. Their first game of the state playoffs will come your way a week from tomorrow. On a Saturday, we'll be there for it. The opponent, the time yet to be determined, but I promise you we'll be there to cover it for West Albany. Let's wrap that up for the girls broadcast, and we will take a break here. Turn our attention to the boys game, which will follow. You heard the girls' Civil War won by West Albany 55-33. Boys coming your way shortly here on KSHO.
Thanks for listening to tonight's broadcast of West Albany High School basketball on the unforgettable 920 KSHO. Bulldogs basketball has been brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, City and Suburban Electric, Albany Grocery Outlet, Mark Thomas Motors, Courtesy Corner Shell, H&R Block, Stavros Auto Services, Willamette Community Bank, Lassen RV, J&J Electric, Les Schwab Tires of Albany, Lynn Lanes, Brass Plumbing, Crabtree Automotive, Power Honda, Figaro's, Albany Athletic Club, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Now Builders, Wilson Motors, and by Lynn Benton Tractor. Listen throughout the season for more exciting Bulldogs basketball here on 920 KSHO. This broadcast is exclusive property of Eads Broadcasting, Unforgettable 920 KSHO, and Ryan Wally Productions. U.S. copyright law protects this broadcast. Duplication or rebroadcast of any portion of this program is strictly prohibited without prior written consent. We now join our regular programming.
You found us, so now tell your friends. America's best music is on the show. AM 920 KSHO. Unforgettable 920.
The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Unforgettable 920 KSHO. Bulldogs basketball is on the air. Tonight's West Albany game is brought to you by Economy Supply Building Center, City and Suburban Electric, Albany Grocery Outlet, Mark Thomas Motors, Courtesy Corner Shell, H&R Block, Stavros Auto Services, Willamette Community Bank, Lassen RV, J&J Electric, Les Schwab Tires of Albany, Lynn Lanes, Brass Plumbing, Crabtree Automotive, Power Honda, Figaro's, Albany Athletic Club, Linco Federal Credit Union, Burgerville, Now Builders, Wilson Motors, and by Lynn Benton Tractor. Now get ready for Bulldogs basketball. With all the action, here are Radio Ryan and Wally Ordeman live on 920 KSHO.